I think she may well be my favorite new artist. Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and welcome if this is your first time. I'm reacting to a new artist that I'm super excited about. And the reason for that is I heard about 10 or 15 seconds of her, and I was blown away, and I got sidetracked. This is about a year ago, maybe, and intended to get back to her and never did. And so I'm super excited. This is Veronica Swift, and my goodness, is she attempting to tackle something crazy here, right? This song, Cherokee, is known by jazz artists as one of kind of the difficult songs. It's almost a rite of passage because not only is it insane, breathtaking speeds, but there's crazy changes, right? Chord progressions, especially during the bridge section, trying to keep up with that. It's literally like a rite of passage, right? And it will called, and it becomes a jazz jam session favorite. It was adopted really in the early bop era by Charlie Parker. It was one of the things that really rose him to fame, being able to master this, and other, bebop artists like Clifford Brown and so forth adopted it. Now, in this particular case, a jazz vocalist singing this is just insane. It requires so much. So it's like the Mount Everest of, scatting, if you will. And so I don't know if she's going to be scatting, but I mean, it almost feels inappropriate to not be on this. So I can't wait for this. I just cannot wait. And we've got an all-star band with us here as well, right? The great, the legendary, just really, if you haven't heard of Wynton Marsalis, like, what the heck you doing, right? We got Walter Blandon Jr., who is fantastic. I've seen him live a couple times. He is one of the world greats, Lincoln Center Orchestra and a number of other things. We've got Dan Nimmer on piano, who actually I don't know Dan Nimmer, but I've heard the name a couple times. Carlos Enriquez, I've seen him live. He's a fantastic bass player. Francesco Siniglio on drums. I don't know him. But the fact that he's playing with this group, obviously he's fantastic. And of course, Veronica Swift. So without further ado, let's get right to this. I absolutely could not be more excited. This is just going to be fantastic, I'm sure. And I just realized as we're kicking off, I am going to be tapping my toe to a fast beat below. So you might see me bopping and moving around. And I'm going to try to keep things as steady as possible for you. But I'm going to enjoy it as well as reacting to it. Okay, I have to pause here, guys, because for those that aren't really inclined to jazz or, Wynton Marsalis, I think it's super important to note. We'll go back because, oh my God, how dare I interrupt, especially me being a trumpet player. But this is important to listen to this. That dirty sound is deliberate. Wynton Marsalis can sound as clean as you could ever imagine. You hear him play some classical trumpet. Anything he wants, he can play, and any sound he wants. This is a deliberate sound and timbre he's making on that horn. It intentionally sounds airy. It intentionally sounds kind of dirty, and he's known for a lot of his New Orleans style stuff and stuff. So don't be listening to this thinking that he can't play because of the tone. That is deliberate. He's trying to make it nasty. Yeah. fantastic solo. And again, that sound he's deliberately trying. But I gotta hand it to the rhythm section for this. Just fantastically holding it together. Let's get to it. Oh, and I noticed right as it started off, you heard Walter picking up where Wynton, the same motive essentially that Wynton finished up with. Data. Nice. Yeah.
Brave Indian warrior, since I first met you, I can't forget you, sweet Cherokee, child of the prairie. Your love is calling, my arms enthralling, my Cherokee.
Ooh, yeah, she sounds good.
Love for time gone by.
Ooh, let's see if she's gonna scat here.
So tenderly
Please.
inside. My brave Indian warrior, soon I will hold you. My arms enfold you.
Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Oh,
yeah!
Spit it up.
Yeah. What just happened? Are you kidding me? That was absolutely one of the most ridiculous feats of jazz, perhaps of any musician I've ever heard in my life. What she just did there, I mean, every musician here was fantastic, world class. But what Veronica just did here, I don't even know if I could put into words. That was beyond absurd. Not only did she, well, first of all, she owned that. Secondly, she truly understood the structure and was able to hit every one of those changes. And she was able to hear it and transition so perfectly. I mean, just everything was seamless and flawless. And some of those licks, she sounded like a horn player on the vocals, which is just absurd. She absolutely understands bop. And that's such a rare thing for a jazz vocalist. That's such a rare thing for anybody to be able to scat like that. I mean, oftentimes you will hear, bop jazz artists, scatting out loud, especially piano players, because it doesn't require the use of their mouth. They're playing along, as well as, a bass player or, some other instruments. But to do it completely on the vocals where you don't have that accompanying piece and you can't directly hear your notes in tandem, right? If you're off a little bit or you fall flat as you're scatting what you're singing, or if you're just a little bit off, you're able to course correct. You're able to hear it. She doesn't have that ability in moving that fast breakneck speeds. And some of those licks were just ridiculous. And she's just such a pro because you saw how she just backed away, right back into the background immediately after playing, even though she knew she's a class act. And every one of these musicians, my gosh, Carlo on that bass and Francesco driving those drums all the way through, and you know, I mean, Dana on the piano. I mean, that solo was fantastic as well. This was just. I mean, obviously, I already talked about Walter and Wynton. I mean, both of their solos were fantastic, and you know, Wynton at the end, just building up on just the two notes, and then building up on that. And you know, you heard Walter transitioning from Wynton's solo and building kind of his foundation, and that's a sign of a real talent, a real understanding of jazz. These handoffs and building on it and playing something, you know, quoting something or quoting part of the melody or otherwise. Excuse me. She is something else. I think, you know, I've listened to a lot of new artists for me recently. I think she may well be my favorite new artist. I've got to check out more. I mean, I absolutely have to check out more. And I guarantee you will be seeing more of her from me, whether you like this or not, whether you like jazz or not. This is just a ridiculous talent. I mean, it is absurd. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear and see more of Veronica Swift. My goodness. I'm wondering where she's from. I saw Véronica, in terms of an accent over the E. I didn't do any lookup of her bio or anything. So if you know anything about her, let me know. This is the first time you're hearing her. Do you see and hear the same one rare breed type of talent that, you know, I'm hearing? Because this is absurd. It really is just out of this world. And so, yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.